How do you do? Mr. Carl Lemley feels it would be a little unkind to present this picture without just a word of friendly warning. We are about to unfold the story of Frankenstein, a man of science who sought to create a man after his own image without reckoning upon God. It is one of the strangest tales ever told. It deals with the two great mysteries of creation, life and death. I think it will thrill you. It may shock you. It might even horrify you. So if any of you feel that you do not care to subject your nerves to such a strain, now is your chance to, well, we've warned you.
That has got to be one of the best intros to a movie ever. Welcome back to Meg Movie Drive-In, everyone. It's the Halloween season, so let's do one of horror's most iconic movies, and one of its most iconic monsters, all the way back from 1931, Frankenstein. Now let's get this out of the way right in the beginning. Frankenstein is the name of the guy that created the monster. The name of the monster is either, well, the monster or the fiend. This movie is based off Mary Shelley's 1818 novel called Frankenstein, the Modern Prometheus. Directed by James Wells, this film is one of the original Universal movie monsters, alongside Dracula, the Mummy, the Wolfman, and my personal favorite, the creature from the Black Lagoon. Oh yeah, can't forget the Invisible Man either. Alright, let's dig up some dead people and make us a monster. After the credits, we see a burial of someone who just recently died, and then we see Dr. Henry Frankenstein, played by Colin Clive, and his sidekick Fritz, played by Dwight Frye. Once the ceremony is over, they dig up the body and head back to his laboratory. We then meet Dr. Waldman, played by Edward Van Sloan. He's given a lecture on brain surgery. He has two brains on display, one of a normal man and one of a criminal. Guess which one Fritz ends up stealing? This is Victor, played by John Bowles, who is summoned by Elizabeth, Henry's fiancée, played by Mae Clark. She is worried about him all alone up in his laboratory, just day in and day out, working on his experiments. Elizabeth and Victor go to see Dr. Waldman and try to convince him to go get Henry and get him to take a break and tell them what's going on up there. Henry has his creation all ready for his experiment. Right when he's about to bring it to life, Elizabeth, Walden, and Victor show up at his tower, and that's where his lab is. Henry decides to let them stay after they call him crazy and mad.
Crazy, am I? We'll see whether I'm crazy or not.
Henry tells Walden he has figured out how to bring life back to the dead through his work. After some crazy thunder and lightning, the experiment is a success, and Dr. Frankenstein yells probably the most famous line in movie history.
It's alive! Oh, it's alive! It's alive! It's alive! It's alive!
Well, right next to...
I'll be back.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Go ahead. Make my day.
I am your father.
Groovy.
Yeah, that list can go on for days. Let's move on. I love hearing him laugh in that insane laugh with the thunder slowly fading out. This is Henry's father, Baron Frankenstein, played by Frederick Kerr. He is concerned that Henry is spending way too much time in that tower, and he wants to know why. He thinks it's another woman, and that's what's taking him so long to marry Elizabeth. Walden wants Frankenstein to stop what he's doing now before it gets way out of hand, but Henry is too busy basking in his own triumph. Walden has to break the news to Henry that the brain that was put in the monster,
Stolen from my laboratory, was a criminal brain.
not the normal brain that he thought Fritz brought back to him. Good job, Fritz. Their conversation is cut short by the introduction of the monster played by Boris Karloff. And let me tell you, Boris is one hell of an actor in this role. He is fantastic. We could probably do a whole series just on him alone. We learn that the monster is afraid of fire, and Fritz does not like him either. They lock the monster in the cellar where Fritz tortures and irritates the monster. And that's not a good idea.
Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Listen, what's that? What's that?
He told you not to mess with it, Fritz. After the monster kills Fritz, they knock the monster out and hide him in the basement because Victor tells them that the Baron and Elizabeth are up on their way to see Henry. After that close call, Henry has kind of a nervous breakdown. Dr. Frankenstein blames himself for the monster killing Fritz and kind of realizes, yeah, it's time we gotta get rid of this monster. He has Walden dismember the monster, or he tries to. With Dr. Frankenstein thinking the monster is being taken apart, Henry and Elizabeth finally set a wedding date.
Here's a health to a son of the House of Frankenstein.
A son to the House of Frankenstein.
So the toast the Baron makes here is kind of interesting. He makes a toast to a son in the House of Frankenstein. But in Henry's own mind, he already has a son when he created the monster. The monster escapes and runs into the countryside. He stumbles upon this young girl named Maria, played by Marilyn Harris. The monster seems so innocent here playing with the girl, just picking up flowers, throwing them into the lake, and watching them float. The monster throws the girl in the lake over a sudden state of joy, not realizing what he's done till it's too late. Henry learns that Walden has been killed, and they think the monster has come to the house to look for him. They run all around the house trying to find it when actually it's in Elizabeth's room.
It's Elizabeth!
The monster doesn't hurt her, but he takes off again into the countryside. Maria's father, Ludwig, played by Michael Morris, brings her body into the village. He wants to know who killed his daughter. He wants justice, and this gets the village all up in arms. They postpone the wedding so Henry can kill the monster. He tells Victor to look after Elizabeth until he gets back. The mob sets out to find Frankenstein's monster. Henry finds the monster first, and the monster knocks him out cold and drags him to this old windmill that's close by. The monster hides at the top of the old windmill. Henry tries to escape, but the monster tosses him off the top. So with that, the villagers burn it down. The monster tries to escape in terror, but screams in horror as flames engulf the entire windmill, and his body is buried under burning wood. Henry is brought back home to Elizabeth, still knocked out but alive. The movie ends with the monster destroyed, or so we think, and the Baron makes a toast again to a son for the House of Frankenstein. The end. This film is a classic in every sense of the word. The set design and cinematography for this film is astounding and amazing. Every scene is just so portrayed so beautifully. Each looks awesome, even to this day. Colin plays such a fantastic, deranged, devoted mad scientist to his work. He really steals the show. Every line that he delivers has such power behind it. And Boris Karloff is equally amazing as the monster. He has such feeling while he's acting under all that makeup. You really feel for him, too, when he accidentally kills the girl Maria. There's too many good things to say about this movie, but trust me, it is a very long list of good things. Do I recommend this film? Fuck yeah. Grab some beers and a pizza and check out Frankenstein.